Hello beautiful, welcome back. My name is Bettina and I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video, I am updating on my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan. I'm so excited for this update because I need some new shadows. So I have some very exciting updates. I have 4 rollouts today. So I've hit pan on 4 eyeshadows. So if that interests you at all, then stay tuned. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here and you want to keep up to date on all my project pans that I'm doing this year, make sure you're subscribed down below. And without further ado, let's jump into the exciting update. My Pan Those Eyeshadows, I decided to do it a little bit differently this year. I think this is like the 3rd year in a row I've done Pan Those Eyeshadows. Every year I've done it a little bit differently. This year I decided to follow the prompts from Makeup by Laney. She compiled a list of 100 prompts, and from each of those prompts you need to find a corresponding eyeshadow in your collection. So I've just been using a random number generator so far to generate the ones that I've been working on up until now. Going forward, I am definitely going to see this project out until the end of the year, but I think maybe for 2023, wait, we're in 2023. I think maybe for 2024, I might go back to my old ways just because I am finding this one a little bit challenging and I don't really like the decision aspect, I guess, from it. I like the decision being taken out of my hands. Previously, I've just randomly number generated an eyeshadow palette from my collection, and then from that eyeshadow palette, I've randomly number generated a eyeshadow. Whereas finding something that matches a prompt, I'm finding that difficult. So with all that being said, let me update you, starting with the first shadow, and that's the one that I need to give you the update on. For that one, I chose prompt number 1, which is a black shadow. To match that one, I grabbed out my Natasha Denona My Dream palette. I'm currently working on this one up in the corner here, which is Blackest Black. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see, but there is definitely a dip starting to show. And that is because I finally started using this as like a liner shadow. So I've been using my liner brush in the same spot every time I use this, so kind of a little bit of a cheat, more so than usual, but I'm seeing progress. I'm wearing this under my eyes today. I decided to go all out and go a little bit, you know, gothy and line the bottom of my eyes with a black eyeshadow. I'm finally happy to report that I'm starting to see a dip in that one. I've used this one 19 times so far. So I am slowly but surely seeing progress. Actually, I think I just realized I put the wrong numbers. I am an idiot. I think I just realized I put... I'm an idiot. I think I just realized this whole time I've been putting the usages for this one against the Urban Decay shadow and the Urban Decay shadow uses against this one, but I think it was only for this quarter or this update. Oh, I'm not going to tell you the usages on this one or the Urban Decay because I'm almost certain I've swapped them around sometime between the last update and now. This one I haven't hit pan on. I might have to start counting again because turns out I don't know what I'm up to. I don't know how many uses I've made. I'm really disappointed in myself. Really disappointed. Next up, I rotated the shadow in last month. It was prompt number 16. It's something that you wanted to pan. And I chose out the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. I grabbed this one out because I've been like thinking about what brand eyeshadow palettes I want to like focus on next to hit a pan in every palette. And I thought I have a few Huda Beauty palettes. I think I have 3, maybe 4 Huda Beauty palettes. I thought maybe that would be a good one to try next. I wanted to see how easy they were to pan as well. Turns out pretty easily if you pick a shimmer. So last month I rotated in the color Cosmic and I hit pan on it with 7 uses. So Cosmic is this one here. You guys told me in the comments on my last video that they're very easy to hit pan on, especially if you choose a shimmer. So yes, only 7 uses and I managed to get a pan. So if I ever want a palette that I want to like get more pans in pretty quickly and easily, this one definitely is a easy contender for that. So we have pan on that one. That's the first one for this update. Next up is prompt number 32. It's a duochrome eyeshadow. For that prompt, I chose the Sydney Grace The Greatest Gift eyeshadow. Now I currently have it sitting in one of my empty Glaminatrix palettes. That's this one just here. And as you can see, it's got a really good size pan in there. This shadow is beautiful. It's a favorite. I really enjoy this shadow. I hit pan on this one with 21 uses. So a decent amount of uses, but she's a beautiful color. Chef's kiss on that color. The third one is prompt number 50. It's a shadow from your palette with the most pans. Now my version of this prompt was the palette in my collection that already had the most pans that I've hit. So that was my Makeup Geek single eyeshadow palette, and from that palette I grabbed out Whimsical. This one's been in the project I think since the start of the year, so it's taken me a very long time to get pan. This past update, I decided, after I did my last update, I was like, I'm determined now. I am going to hit pan in this shadow. Actually, I think it was as soon as I hit pan in the Sydney Grace one, I was like, what is next on my sights? And Whimsical was next on my sights. I managed to hit pan. Actually, quite a good pan as well. It's very satisfying seeing that pan. This one is looking very battered and bruised now. I did drop this one earlier in the piece. So now not only does it look like dropped and crumbled, it also has a pan in the middle. So it's looking a little bit worse for wear, but I'm very happy to see it's looking used. I managed to hit pan on this one with 21 uses as well. And last but not least is my shadow that starts with the letter L. For this one, it was prompt number 63. And I only just hit pan quite recently on this one. That's it there. This one, it was a bit of a letdown of an eyeshadow, but again, I was like, I want some new shadows. So I really dug deep and used this one quite a lot. Again, I said before, I've marked the wrong numbers against the Urban Decay and the Natasha Denona. For some reason, I've mixed them up and I can't remember. I can't remember how many uses I ended up using on this one. But I know that I was using it as a nail polish. It didn't look the greatest as a nail polish. I started going through my collection and figuring out which ones worked the best with this eyeshadow. But they all kind of turned out a bit lackluster. So I didn't love it as a nail polish topper. As a shadow, it was all right. But if you wanted a really vibrant green, I wouldn't grab for this one. I'd grab for something else in your collection. I'm very happy to say that I've got 4 new pans in 4 different eyeshadow palettes from my collection. Very, very happy with that. Now, that means that I need to randomly generate 4 new prompts and go hunting for 4 new eyeshadows in my collection. So let's see what we're going to get this time. I was hoping that I would have this entire spreadsheet finished by the end of the year, and that is most definitely not going to happen at this rate. I don't even know if I'm going to reach my 24 panned eyeshadows by the end of the year. It's slow going at the moment. So we have 1 to 100. Hopefully we don't get any repeats and we need to get 4 numbers. First up, we have number 53, then we have number 5, number 87, and last but not least is number 21. Number 5 is something you don't want to pan. Are you kidding me? Number 21 is one that I've already done, so we'll have to do another roll. 53 is a shadow that starts with B, and 87 is my least favorite formula that I own. Oh my god, I've got a shadow that I don't want to pan, and I've got my least favorite formula. Oh my gosh, and we need to do another one because we already had 21 done. We get number 31. I think I've done 31. Oh no. Oh, okay. We're evening it out a little bit. Okay, number 31 is another shadow that I want to pan. So let's go hunting. This is going to take me a while to find all of these shadows, but I think I've got a good mix. It's probably going to be a little bit of a challenge for some of these, but I'll come back in a jiffy with my new pans. That was really difficult and time consuming. This is one of the reasons why this scares me, but anyway. So I've got my 4 new palettes here. I'm covered in glitter. I have kind of cheated. I'm just going to do full disclosure now. I've kind of cheated, but I think that's kind of the benefit of having 4 new roll-ins all at once. You can kind of get them to work together a bit better than you would if it was just like one at a time. So starting off with prompt number 5, that was something you don't want to pan. I grabbed out the Melt Cosmetics 27 palette. Grabbed this out because melt shadows can be pretty difficult to hit pan on. So I grabbed this one out. Now I'm tossing up between One More Thing and Thick. I'm going to go, well, that's what I was tossing up between those two. I think I'm going to go with One More Thing, which is this one here. I just think that I can use it more often and pair it with more shadows. I can use it as a bit of like just a hint of darkening in the crease with a lot of shadows. So I'm going to go with that one. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I know melt shadows can be very difficult and challenging to pan. That's why I've grabbed this one out as one that I don't want to pan, because I know that they are a difficult formula. They're quite like firmly pressed, so they can be difficult. So I'm going to pop that one in. Moving down to prompt number 31. Now that's a shadow that I want to pan. I decided to grab out a Lethal Cosmetics palette. This palette here contains a whole heap of my single lethal eyeshadows. I've got, I think, 2 palettes, not 2 full palettes, but I've got 2 of these palettes. The second one is like halfway full with lethal shadows. I've decided I'm going to grab for this one here. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. I don't want to risk trying to get it out right now. I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. This one here is called Lithium. You'll see it in the close-up photos. It's really pretty actually. The way I was tossing up, I thought that I was going to grab for this one here, but then I swatched this one and I was like, oh, that's going to pair so well with so many looks. So it's like a really nice, beautiful, like warm, kind of like browny champagne color. Really nice. Next we have a shadow, or prompt number 53, and that's a shadow that starts with B. For that one, I grabbed out my Geology Cosmetics Pilbara palette. And in this one, I'm going to grab for, there's actually 2 eyeshadows in here that start with the letter B, but I'm actually going to grab for Brockman's Iron, which is this one here. It's kind of the more brownier of the 2. Biff is quite like reddy, it's like a brick red, but I'm just going to go for the more neutral color. So going for Brockman's Iron for the something, or a shadow that starts with the letter B. I have never personally panned a Geology Cosmetics eyeshadow, and I don't even know if I've seen anyone pan a Geology Cosmetics eyeshadow, so I will be very interested to see how long it takes me to hit pan on this little one. And then the last one is prompt number 87, least favorite formula you own. I grabbed out one of my single palettes. This single palette contains my eyeshadows from Amy Hart's Beauty. Yes, Amy Hart's Beauty Cosmetics. I purchased these when I purchased the collaboration with Amy Loves Makeup that turned into an absolute shit show. So did my order. In this order, I purchased these ones mainly for like the iridescence, and I think it was to get to the free shipping, but I actually got sent 2 of these same ones at the top here. So left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth because the owner just wasn't willing to rectify. I think I brought an iridescent like an iridescent multi-chrome or like duochrome bundle, and it's supposed to come with 6 shadows or something, but two of the ones that I got in my set were the same ones, which was really annoying. And then I got these like colorful ones, which I don't love. I don't love any of them. I left a bad taste in my mouth. They kind of have lived in this palette barely touched for quite a while. I think I'm going to try and hit pan on one of these double ups that I have. So I'm probably going to pick the one on the far corner here because it already has a bit of a chunk taken out of it. I'm going to try and hit pan on that one. It's an iridescent color, so I think it'll be fairly easy for me to use this quite regularly, like on inner corners and stuff like that. It will probably pair really well over nail polishes as well. It's like an iridescent bluey color. So I think I will be able to get some use out of it. Can you see that? Yeah, you can kind of see that. I think I'll be able to get some use out of it. I'm not quite sure how long it will take me to hit pan on like an iridescent color like this. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know. But that's my least favorite formula that I have. And that is my 5 shadows that I'm currently working on from now on. I will leave a photo on the screen of my new color palette going forward. I think that I might be able to hit pan on some of these fairly quickly, but I'm just not sure how quickly. I know Melt can traditionally be quite a difficult formula to hit pan on. Given it's a shadow I might be able to use fairly regularly, I don't know how long it's going to take. And then these 3 formulas, so Lethal, Geology, and Amy Hart's Beauty, I don't know how long it takes to hit pan on this formula. So we will all be learning together. We'll be going on this adventure together. Let me know down in the comments how you're going on your eyeshadow panning. If you are doing a project this year, I would love to know down in the comments. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new around here so you can keep up to date on the updates for this project going forward and all my other project pans that I'm doing this year. That's it for this video, beautiful. I will leave some videos on the screen if you do want to continue watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, beautiful.